when I be on the mic.
So all hail the honorable. I'm internationally known
When I be on the mic.
I'm internationally known, yo. I'm internationally known.
When I be on the mic.
So all hail the honorable. I'm internationally known.
When I be on the mic.
I'm internationally known.
Welcome to the Being Neo podcast, episode 8. Yeah, I can't believe we're on episode 8. Seriously, I cannot believe it. As promised in episode 7, it is post Super Bowl, whatever all those letters are, 58. And so I'm here because I promised y'all would be here. But you also noticed that I promised you we were going to have a guest. And this is a solo episode. We are going to get into why, because the reality is, I told you guys something. I shared something with you yesterday, and I'm never a liar. That's why I'm here right now. And we are going to talk about the Super Bowl and how that correlates to why I am here right now talking with you. But as always, we want to start with some facts, some objective things, because we're going to have a very subjective conversation. So, we're going to talk Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, congratulations, Mahomes. Whenever you are ready, free, and done celebrating, feel free. Have your people message my people, and our people will talk and get you on the podcast. But I will tell you, I also have already sent an invitation to Alicia Keys via sharing her story, her picture from the Super Bowl today on my story. So she's got to see that. I'm sure. So Patrick, I don't want you to argue with Alicia. Ladies first, always. So when she books, after she gets scheduled, we'll get you on, okay? And congrats, champ. So the facts. The facts for today. So Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl preview. These are 15 betting facts and trends for the Chiefs versus the 49ers. No, people, we are not about to do all 14 or all 15. In Patrick Mahomes' NFL career, he has won almost 78% of his games straight up on the money line. That is, whatever that means. I don't do gambling. So it's straight up on the money line. That is. I might as well be speaking another language right now reading this. But Mahomes is 88 for 25. So that's 77.9%, including playoffs. And for some perspective, there's only one other quarterback who has ever done that since 1950. And that person has a better win percentage than Mahomes, with at least 30 starts, and that's Otto Graham. And he is 61-16-1. Among quarterbacks with a minimum of 10 starts, Patrick Mahomes has the second best win percentage in the playoffs at 82.4%. That's just behind Bart Starr, whoever that is. And with the Super Bowl win, Mahomes would move into the sole possession of third place of all time in playoff wins. He has 14 currently, behind Joe Montana, 16, and Tom Brady, 35. Wow, that is crazy. We know Mahomes is a winner, but does he cover? In his 108 career starts, regular season and playoffs, he is 60 for 50. So against the spread, when it comes to profitability, a consistent $100 spread better would be up $670 backing Mahomes in each of his starts. All right, cool. That's enough Patrick Mahomes stats. Here's my question. Do you really think that if you watch the Super Bowl, Mahomes was down the whole game, bro? He was down the whole game. He had the lead for a very small period of time. And, well, obviously now he has the lead for at least the whole rest of the offseason. So, why am I saying that? Why does this matter? Why are we talking about Patrick Mahomes? Well, we're talking about him, one, because the title is going to be trending, because everybody's going to be searching stuff about the Super Bowl. So that's the first reason. And then the second reason is because we talked about love. We talked about peace. We talked about so many different things. But this is the Being Neo podcast. And so I'm going to talk about my life always. And as I watched the game today and I dealt with my emotions and things up today, I thought about Patrick Mahomes. I'm looking at this man down, out, and everyone is basically looking at San Francisco dominate the entire game, the entire Super Bowl. I mean, let's be honest. San Francisco dominated the game pretty much all game long. And it was a boring game for the first three quarters, if I'm being honest, as an avid NFL watcher. It was boring. It was boring because there wasn't a whole lot happening, which is okay. I mean, right? Like, defense was doing well. Offense was doing well. Oh, my goodness. And listen, let me just throw this out there. for you commentators, I know it's your job. I know your job is to create drama from nothing. So you have to talk shit about absolutely everything. But at the same time, guys, give it a rest, man. I feel like sometimes you're pulling so hard to try to make something from nothing, and it's such a stretch when there's some valid things you could critique or say. So let's work on that, shall we? Okay, thanks. And then secondly, like, give me a break. I don't understand how it's possible that with all of, let's see, how do I put this in a nice way? With all of the things that are going on, with all the people, why the fuck is Taylor Swift such a big deal? Like, I get it's Taylor Swift. I mean, I got it. They have GIFs and emojis of her, or GIFs if you say GIF instead of GIF. Like on all social medias and stuff. Like, she influences a lot of people, and I get that. But like, she's just there to support her boyfriend. Can you guys just like back the fuck up? Who cares? It was like every 30 seconds. You know how many memes are already out of Taylor Swift in the press box watching her boyfriend play? Like, guys, can we get a life, please? Seriously. I mean, my goodness, that's crazy to me. Okay, so solo episode. Why is this a solo episode? Yesterday I told you, I called my friend, had a difficult, vulnerable conversation, and it felt good to have that conversation. I felt ashamed to have the conversation, to ask for help and all these things. In the same podcast, episode 7, I started talking about, the vulnerability of love and, how I'm being vulnerable with you guys, and that I feel bad for my future. I don't feel bad for them, but the reality is that this is me. I'm never going to go back or resort back to the, I'm a hermit in a shell, not sharing who I am. So for all of that, and for the podcast, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I know I've definitely said it in some of my YouTube videos and stories. But, when I talk about don't live life with me in a way in which to give me a negative story to share about you, don't, because I'm sharing my fucking life. And if you are in my life, you might get shared about. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody's name on anything like that, but I know, bro, you're going to listen to the podcast and you're going to be like, why did you call me out? I'm going to call you out, bro, because I call out bullshit. Like, that's why. And I love you, bro, but you're supposed to be on the podcast right now. And I don't want you on the podcast now. And I don't want you on the podcast now because I told all of my listeners that we were going to do an episode. I was super excited about it. I mean, like, pumped about it. Told them about it last episode. And here I am. And I just want to make sure that I'm not lying to you guys, right? So the last text message I sent was 4:56. Homie, okay, need to know, podcast, yay or nay post game. And then I put laugh out loud, no, KNOW, because I spelled it NO. Yo, when you speak multiple languages, and depending on what conversations you're having when, and then you text, every once in a while, stupid things like no and no, especially with English, get jacked up. So I was like, sorry, talk to text. And that was at, like I said, 4:56. I sent the talk to text at 6:07. No responses. And the last text I sent with a response was 2:57. No, they sent a text at 2:57. I sent one at 3:01, 3:02, 3:04. They never responded again. That's bullshit. I said it. Bro, you listening? This is me telling you. That was bullshit. I don't, how do I say this? Yeah, I don't give a fuck what anybody has going on in their life. Don't give a fuck. It takes 10 seconds to write a text message. Maybe less than that. That girl I was talking about yesterday who told me they loved me multiple times and they're full of shit. That's the long and the short of that story. Go back to listen to episode 7. But I talk about that person, and one of the things is that the time frame that I was like trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, yeah, things kind of fizzled. I was trying to figure out what changed. That was one of the things. I was like, yo, how are you texting me hours later? And listen, my friends will tell you. My friend called me last night while I was editing last night's podcast at 4 o'clock in the morning. She texted me, and I was like, "Yo, what's up?" She's like, "You're awake?" I was like, "You know, I'm awake. I don't sleep, people. I'm like, I feel like I'm awake all the time, but I'm definitely always there for my friends." And bro, you're not here. You're straight up not here, which is okay. But what's not okay is you not being man the fuck up to say, "Yo, I'm not here. I'm not coming. It's not happening." No excuses. No, Osara's gonna be back to you. We had a set time post Super Bowl. We thought originally 10. Game went to overtime. Should have got a text. Hey, you still game after overtime? Absolutely. Something. Nothing. Crickets. That's just fucked up. And you know why it's fucked up, and the reason why we're in this conversation and why I'm taking it this direction, it's not to beat up on my friend. Um, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them because I'm on here telling you guys what the fuck I think, and I don't give a shit if you like what I'm saying or don't like what I'm saying, because this is my podcast. I realize there's certain people that'll never listen to this podcast because I curse on the podcast. I don't give a shit. When you are mature enough to be able to listen to someone and be able to extract the point and perspectives of a conversation that include cuss words, even though you may or may not agree or like them, cool. Until then, sign the fuck off. I don't care. And it's not because I'm like an evil person. It's because my peace is more important than me giving a fuck about whether or not you feel good or bad about whatever it is you're doing or not doing. And I feel sad for you because, yo, like, I just talked about vulnerability, feeling ashamed, having friendships that are strong. There's no reason ever for anybody to dodge me, or not. Just tell me straight up, whatever. Yo, we're right here. I don't play games. I'm straightforward. I am not a perfect person, but you're not going to tell me I'm not transparent, that I'm not clear, that I don't tell you exactly what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling it, when I'm feeling it that way, what I like, what I don't like, what I'm like going to accept, what I won't accept, etc., etc. You can't question that. And nobody on my friends list is going to tell me that they reached out to me, needed my help, and I dodged. I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter. So why am I saying all of that? Not to beat up on my friend. I'm thinking about Patrick Mahomes. Because the whole game I'm thinking to myself, this man's 28 years old. He's 28. Homeboy's not even 30. And I'm over here talking about changing the world. And he's got billions of people looking at him. And I thought to myself, how will I feel when I have billions of people looking at me? Is it going to change me? And then I was like, I don't know. How will I ever know? And then I thought to myself, it's not going to change me. You know why? Because every superstar, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Every superstar, and I mean like actual superstars, the Michael Jordans, the LeBron Jameses, the Larry Birds, Magic Johnsons, the Babe Ruths, the Jackie Robinsons, the Mariano Riveras, the Derek Jeters, you know, the Dennis Birds. These people, fuck, I hate this name. Tom Brady, for you New England people out there. Eli Manning, like the greats and whatever, Wayne Gretzky. I mean, we could go sport to sport to sport to sport. Mark Messier. These greats, there's one thing that's in common with every single one of them. They fucking grind. And when Patrick Mahomes was down pretty much all game, I guarantee you, homeboy was not looking up in his phone what his statistics were and what people said the odds were of him winning or losing said game. Forgive me, I don't follow women's basketball, but as I was watching Super Bowl stuff, Sports Center was going back and forth with different things, and there were Iowa's women's basketball team. I guess is doing pretty well right now. But there's a girl on the Iowa women's basketball team, and she's about to beat the women's NCAA scoring record. She's like 7 points away based on the last game, and they played the last game against, oh shit, I do not remember. Man, I don't remember. In either case, I digress. someone sent a tweet and said congratulations from the opposing team, and then she's like, oh, my bad, because she didn't break the record. She's like 7 points shy, which will obviously happen her next game. But the girl, the star, she didn't know that. She wasn't paying attention to that. She didn't give a fuck about the statistics. Like, she didn't care about the statistics. She had something in her mind that she wanted to do, and she did it. I talked about this on one of the other podcasts, and if you're go on my Reels page, you'll see it's an essay, and the essay is about doing the thing, and about all these other things that are doing the thing are not doing the thing. And the only thing that is doing the thing is actually doing the thing. So this friend, one of the reasons I was so excited to have him on the podcast was because he wants to start a podcast. This is my second podcast. I've been on others podcasts. I love podcasting. I spent over an hour on the phone with him, kind of going through like my software, the hardware setups, what lights I use, what camera, why the audio is this way, how to make audio sound good, you know, what kind of places and spaces to record in. I mean, you guys are looking at this light and you see it's red, but you don't know how it's that way. You don't know how many lights I actually have shining on my face to create this contrast of the shadows here for those of you looking at video. There's a lot. Podcasting is not just talking into something and sharing it. I mean, it can be if you just want a shitty podcast that no one listens to. And some of you are like, well, this is a shitty podcast that no one listens to. But it's going to change. Remember, Alicia Keys put the invitation out. Are you not following? Jeez, people. So I was excited for all of that for him. And I really wanted to get him on the episode so that I could help push him. Because he's like, years I've had this, you know, this desire to do this. And I'm like, whoa, there's no time like right now. I was like, I'm going to show you. I've got everything set up to be set up. I was like, listen, we can even record your podcast directly after. I'll cut and edit the audio and video and send it to you for you to post your first episode. Like, let's do it. Like, I'm all about pushing to be uncomfortable. I say this. This is being Neo. It's new. It's a new opportunity. And so I feel bad for them. And I feel bad for them because they keep saying they're going to do the thing. And they get opportunities to do the thing. But they're not actually doing the thing. I feel bad for them because the only way to get to Taylor Swift's level where you have a GIF or a GIF on fucking Instagram, I want one. I want Instagram to make a GIF of my face with my sunglasses. I want that. Or me podcasting. But the reality is that in order to do that, it doesn't matter what time it is right now. This is an early podcast for me, people. What time is it? It is 1 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Some of you are like, why did I break out? There's a song. Is it India Arie? I don't think it is. Jill Scott. I can't remember. It's Fork. No, I don't want to do this to people. I love music. Music is something I absolutely love. And I never want to reference something, especially when I have the ability to look it up, to not say exactly who is who, so that you guys can look at this, listen to the song. No, this says T-Pain, but it's not T-Pain. I think it's Jill Scott. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. The conversation got boring, so I snuck off to my bedroom. That song. Anybody know it? Comment down below if you know the name of that song. Oh my, is it Anciela Pradamita? Hold on, we're pulling it up on YouTube, people. That's an ad. Can you guys hear it? Okay. This song. No, it is. It says T-Pain, Lily Allen, and Wiz Khalifa. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I felt like there was another one, though, before that. In either case, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. All right? I'm a Gemini, people. When I have something in my mind, I have got to figure it out then. This is how we got to this spot. This is how I became an expert in so many different things. A so-called expert. I feel like I'm never an expert in anything. But this is why. Because when I have a question, I don't stop until I get all the answers and conclusive evidence to back that perspective of the information provided. So now that we have that out of the way, I feel bad for anyone that's listening to this episode right now that has things that they want to do and accomplish in life, and they're not doing them. Because how do you expect them to get done if you don't do them? I don't feel like sitting here right now and talking to you guys. I love it. I think this is a huge opportunity that I get to share with you, and I feel honored for that. But I went to sleep. You guys, I finished the last episode at, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. And I shared it on my stories. I timestamped it. If anyone questions it, I can go into the archives and show it again. But it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I went to lay down. It took me a while to try to get drowsy, smoked, because that helps. And then I was abruptly woken up 2 hours later. Couldn't go back to sleep again. And then I had calls and messages and other people that needed things. So I'm on 2 hours of sleep right now at 1 o'clock in the morning from 2 previous nights now. And the 3 previous nights before then, I got like a combination of 4 hours. So in the last 5 days, your boys had 5 hours of sleep. That's 1 hour nap each day. Now, I'm not on here tired. I'm not looking like I'm about to pass out and fall asleep. But I'm not sleeping because I have shit to do. Not because I have to do it, but because I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. And for anyone that's listening to this with things to do, stop putting off the thing you need to do. Do it. Do it. All right. I feel like I'm beating everyone up that feels lazy and feels like they're procrastinating. And I'm not here telling you that there's not time needed sometimes to process things. But when you look at these people that play sports and we talk about odds and accomplishing things, the reality is no one in the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, NBA, any of these things technically should be there. And some of you are like, yeah, but this person's the son of this person and they play. Who cares? The likelihood is still just unlikely because the parent that was in the NFL got their son there, but the likelihood was just as low. So what are you worried about it for? Right? Like the thing that you're not doing because you're worried about the fact that it may not take off. I mean, listen, maybe the 2 people that are listening to this episode right now will be the only 2 people that ever listen to it. But maybe those 2 people's lives change, in which case I'm excited because that means I had the impact and influence on 2 people whose lives changed because they listened to me ramble about the shit that was in my mind. Like the fact that I'm tired, I haven't been sleeping, not because I can't sleep, but because your boy has got shit to do and I want to go to sleep and I want to rest. But I'm not. I'm here talking to you guys. I like it too because the reality is that it helps me get stuff off my chest so that when I meditate now to go to sleep, I am just in this most calm, relaxed state of having cleared out all of the things that boggle my mind and keep my mind busy. And for those of you that have listened to now the 7 or 8 episodes, because this is episode 8, and thought to yourself, man, you're all over the place. If you came on here thinking I was going to give you a linear conversation, I promise you that's just not me. Conversations should never be linear unless they're fake. Unpacking things in your mind is the same way. So, and fake or lie, you could use either word. But if you say the same thing repetitively, it's a lie. Because no one speaks that way. It's literally not nature. It's not human nature to speak the same way, repeat the same thing after, unless it's bullshit. And so, I say all that to say, be real with yourself. Stop procrastinating and get the thing done that you need to get done, that you want to get done, that you've been striving to get done. And stop thinking that you have the luxury of tomorrow to do it. All right, let's talk more football. So statistically, none of those players should be in the NFL. Statistically, I absolutely should not be recording this episode with you right now. You know how many times my life should have been taken and gone? And I don't mean should have because I'm not a good person and should have had my life taken. I'm talking like just because I've been in those positions where people thought that was a good idea to do, which was to take my life, and it never works out. But it only never works out because I'm here. So if I was an NFL player, an NBA player, if I was just in the Super Bowl and I'm down halftime, can't get it going, and I'm in the locker room and I've got to turn up because I've got a second half to win what may be the only Super Bowl of my life, the first thing, what do you think the first thing is that they have to do? They have to accept the reality that is, yo, we are fucking it up right now. We had a first half that was so shitty that we are losing. And everyone has said we're supposed to win. So can we do what we're supposed to do? Because this is not working. Maybe you change and adjust your strategy. Maybe you change game plans. But the reality is you have to accept and acknowledge the fact like, yo, So for all of you that haven't done the thing you're supposed to do, acknowledge the fact that you haven't done it because you haven't done it. I don't know what the fuck you're waiting on, but don't come up with excuses. Don't shout out me on my social media and say, well, you haven't done it because I'm an asshole. No, I'm just telling you the reality is that 100% of the things that you don't do will never get done. You want that statistic again? I feel like somebody got tripped up. 100% of the things you don't do will never get done. It's real. This podcast would have never started if I didn't start it. 100%. And so in life, in learning, in being new, in trying to guard, embrace, maintain my peace, in trying to ebb and flow with how things change, with the peaks and valleys of society, of lives, of friendships and relationships, the thing that I can say and remain to say is, I will not allow statistics to define what my actions and next steps are. I will never tell you something that I can and will do and not do said thing, no matter how I feel about it. And I am always going to make sure that I do the thing because I want the thing I'm doing to have the impact that it can only have if I share it and do the thing. So that's it. That's where I'm at. It was a fantastic Super Bowl. I was very appreciative of the entertainment of it. It was a good game in terms of how it ended, the overtime, those kind of things. Boring first half, but it was a good game. And that's all it was, a game. You know, when I walked outside to walk Logan after the game was over, no one gave a shit about Kansas City or the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, yes, I'm in Medellin, Colombia. That's the reason. But that's the reason. Here in this part of the world, no one gives a shit about the NFL. So there are literally some of you right now that had, oh shit, I'm about to say it. Some of you spent the money you needed for your electric bill to throw a Super Bowl party. Some of you bought food to entertain guests to have a Super Bowl party, and you don't know how you're going to eat tomorrow. We have got to stop putting value in things that don't have nearly the value that we associate with them, so that we can have a more accurate litmus test on what value truly is amongst different things. This is going to be another topic for another episode. We will talk about it. But for now, I want you to keep in mind, you can be whatever it is that you choose that you want to be, but you have to get it done. You have to do the thing. Doesn't matter how you feel. Doesn't matter if you're tired. Doesn't matter if you want to go to sleep. You have to do the thing in order for you to manifest what it is that you want, looking for, and the changes that you'd like to make. Thank you guys for allowing me the opportunity before I go to sleep to kind of just get things off my chest, for us to have the conversation and talk through different things in life as I learn them, as I experience them. You know, yesterday and today are real experiences. My friend really disappointed me. It hurt. It hurts. I don't want that of any of my friends. You know, I talked about making sure my friends feel comfortable enough to share with me their challenges, issues, and vulnerabilities. And the last thing I ever want is for anyone not to feel like they can tell me straight the fuck up what is. Because I want that. I want that always. You know, my ex is cheating on me. People cheating is not infidel. Cheating is infidelity, but the infidelity is not the thing that hurts, right? Like, unless the person that you're having sex with that cheated on you is the first person you ever had sex with, or first person they ever had sex with, they've had sex with other people. So like, you're not getting upset with the fact that they had sex with someone else. You're getting upset with the fact that they disrespected you in the whole process of all of it. And so I say all that to say, for you people that have things that you have not started, you're disrespecting yourself for not getting it done and doing it. Because the reality is, it's no different than the relationships and people we hold in our life. It's just the relationship you have with yourself. What is it that you keep telling yourself you're going to do? And why do you keep giving your peace away to other people for the things that they want for you and not the things you want for yourself? Perspective, people. Thank you so much for listening. I wanted to make this a kind of quick jump in. I'm out. Give you guys an update, let you know, sorry, no guest, and talk about the Super Bowl. So I think we accomplished all of those things. Listen, whatever it is, you can do it. I promise you can do it. If you'd like some help doing it, jump on my calendar. The link is in the description. Just get on Bitly. You can also go to the site, Neo, Neo, the site for freeyourmind.store. If you go there, you can jump on my calendar there. There's a link, pay for your hours, all of it. Everything is there on the website. But more importantly than all of those things, as we go through this journey, this is so important. You can comment, you can leave questions, you can say whatever it is that you want. Say anything negative, it just gets deleted. So I mean, it is what it is. But I want you guys to understand that this for me really is a vulnerability. So I am going to implement something new. Are you ready for this? There's a link. You guys probably have seen it circulating. A lot of different people use it for anonymous questions. And, you know, people send anonymous questions. But the link is evergreen, meaning that when you share it one time, it's always available. And I really do want to start sparking some conversations, answering some questions, and talking through where you may be in your mental journey, in your mental health, in your journey for entrepreneurship, life, love, training, whatever it is that you're doing, with you to share your vulnerabilities and where you're having trouble guarding, maintaining, and waging war for your peace, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. I want to have those conversations. And I love when my friends ask me questions because I had those conversations with them and then I share with you guys. But I mean, hey, you guys are my friends. I may not know you, I may not have met you, but you listen to me. And that, for me, is everything. So I'm going to put up this NGL link. It's anonymous. And the questions are going to be what you write in, what you say, how you're feeling. They're anonymous, so I won't know who you are putting those things in, but I will read your question on the air or on my social media, or a combination of both if they're really good. And then I will share my answers, my thought process, my perspective, maybe the perspectives of my friends on the questions, depending on what you guys say. But I want to create this raw and real communication between us, you guys, the listeners, me, and Neo, my life, and my desire to continue pushing to be new and uncover uncomfortable things that I can grow from. So having said that, I want to give you guys the opportunity to do that and interact with me directly. So, and anonymously, so you can say whatever it is that you have not been saying that you so desperately need to say, so you can finally get over that fucking thing that's holding you back. And I'd love, and I feel honored to be able to help you do that. So the link is going to be found in multiple places. Today is technically, because it's after 1 o'clock in the morning, it's Monday. So I will have it on my story today, the anonymous link. It will be on my story today, but you will also find it on highlights on my Instagram page. And the reason it's going to be on highlights is because that way you can always access it. Because today you may want to write something and tell me about something. Tomorrow, maybe something else. It will always be open because I really want to stimulate the conversations of people working towards their peace, for waging war through their peace. And if these conversations can help do that, if I can help do that, if we can facilitate an open conversation that's raw and real, oh man, I'm so in for it. So it'll be on my story tomorrow. It'll be on highlights forever. And I will then create from my story a reel, and I will pin that reel to my page. So those will be the 3 spots. Instagram for sure. And then wherever else I can do something similar, like pin a post, I will have it in those things. So follow me on all my socials. Again, just click the link down in the description, people. My Bitly will give you all of the things you need, or go to the website, freeyourmind.store. And if you go to the freeyourmind.store, I don't know why I always say Neo. It's so weird because when I go to the website and I'm editing things or changing things, to see my name on the site, it's just really, I don't know, all of it is just weird for me. But go there and you can get on my calendar there. All the links to my socials are there, everything. And listen, the peace over everything, shirts, the hoodies, the mugs, they're there. So cop those, cop them before they sell out, people. This design is hot. I may change the design. I just haven't decided on how frequently. Maybe just once a year, maybe once a quarter. We'll see. In either case, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for listening. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. But I will do my best to try to share that with you every episode. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. But listen, the reality is the thing that I need the most, because now I'm trying to get Patrick Mahomes on the pod. If we get Patrick Mahomes and Alicia Keys, could you imagine? My goodness. By the way, the name I was looking for in the last episode is Bobby Altoff. She was the one that interviewed Drake that I was talking about in that episode. I think it was the last episode. It could have been episode 6. But I remembered. Now you know. Thank you guys so much. Love, peace, hair grease. Be new. Be you. Be Neo. Until episode 9, people. Peace.